The India-China border is on the boil. For the first time since 1975, shots have been fired. Both sides are blaming each other for pulling out the gun. We've been tracking the situation and we can tell you it does not look good. Through the day today, we have heard claims and counter-claims. China blames India for firing the warning shots, for betraying the dialogue process. India blames China for starting this. The world should be inclined to believe India because look where believing China landed us, in a deadly pandemic. Tonight on Gravitas, we'll show you conclusive evidence of China's border provocations, how China is raising the threat of a serious military escalation. On your screen right now are photographs from the LAC, Line of Actual Control. These were clicked yesterday, we are told, from the heights of Rezangla. That's right, on the Line of Actual Control, on the southern bank of the Pangong Lake. These are Chinese soldiers, you see, with batons, spears and sticks. Now look closely. What are they holding? These are Chinese traditional swords. They call them the Guan Dao. What are these soldiers doing here? Apparently, they're attempting another incursion into the Indian territory. They were caught in the act by the Indian forces, and that's when they fired warning shots. Let me also give you the chronology of events. Last evening, China attempted another incursion. The PLA was trying to remove the Indian troops from their positions at the Mukhpari Peak and the Rekinla area in Ladakh. India was able to thwart the attempts because Indian soldiers are positioned on strategic heights, like around the hills of Rezangla. The Indian Army says the Chinese soldiers were trying to close in on one of these forward positions. When they were warned by the Indian side, the PLA troops fired a few rounds in the air. The army says India neither crossed the line of actual control nor fired any bullets. But China continues to blame India. First, China released a press statement. It came late last night from the PLA Western Theatre Command, the same military structure that's responsible for guarding China's borders with India. The PLA claims that Indian soldiers crossed the line of actual control and fired first. Then the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued another statement. Listen to this.
India's actions seriously violated the relevant agreements reached between the two sides and fueled regional tensions, which could easily cause misunderstandings and miscalculations. They are serious military provocations of a very bad nature. We urge the Indian side to immediately stop dangerous acts, immediately withdraw cross-line personnel, strictly discipline frontline troops and strictly investigate and punish personnel who fired shots to ensure that similar incidents do not occur again. The border tranquility was interrupted for the first time by the shots since 1975.
Stop the dangerous acts, withdraw and punish the personnel. Beijing's statement is similar to the one issued by India in August. That's when India had thwarted 3 incursion attempts from the PLA. No shots were fired then. Even in June, in Galwan, when the Indian soldiers clashed with the Chinese troops, no weapons, no shots were fired. 20 Indian soldiers were killed in action then. They gave a befitting reply to the Chinese, but no one pulled out the gun. What happened last night is a dangerous escalation. China says it wants to talk, but its soldiers are not walking the talk. And its state media continues the saber rattling. Look at some of the latest headlines. The first one comes from China's state broadcaster CGT, and the headline reads, and listen to this carefully, I'm quoting, "Is Prime Minister Narendra Modi losing control of the Indian army?" The piece says, if Prime Minister can no longer control his military, then India ceases to be a democracy and turns into the world's most dangerous rogue state. This is CGTN and it's beyond bizarre. I don't even want to begin challenging it because it will be a waste of time. Speaking of which, we have the Global Times. The tabloid has already declared a war. It published an editorial today. Seems like the writers at the Global Times need a class on punctuation because they've used not 1, not 2, but 5 exclamation marks. Perhaps it shows how stunned they are with the border upsets. Thankfully, the press cannot declare war. Only governments can. Delhi and Beijing are once again going back to the talking table, which brings us to a meeting in Moscow. The foreign ministers of SCO, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, are gathering in Moscow. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will be there. The SCO is an economic and security alliance built by China, so Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi will also be there. Last week, the defense ministers of the two countries came face to face for the first time in 4 months. Now, the foreign ministers might talk. No side has confirmed a meeting, but all sides, the whole world in fact, is watching what will happen in Moscow.